Hi, this is Zak Mir with the best of the USA Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe. Obviously, looking at this from the perspective of the big end of the summer, beginning of the autumn on these particular stocks. Starting off with ABVC, where got consolidation at the floor of the channel there, and also near the 50-day moving average, 292 cents. Looking for an end-of-day close or a weekly close through recent or post-July resistance around $3.40. Above that, we're hoping for a revamp of the rising trend channel, a rising trend that we've had since the end of the spring, and a potential $606.50 target by the end of the year. At this stage, only well below the 300 cent or $3 area would really delay the upside scenario. Moving on to a stock which has featured quite a lot over the course of the recent past, which is Crescent BioPharma. And here you can see that we have broken that climb resistance. That's around the $14.50 level. Above that, we're obviously looking for a retest of the best levels of the year back in June. $21. Best case scenario is $30 sometime by the end of this year. Ideally, we stay above that 50-day moving average, the blue line there at $13.29, ahead of getting up to a revamped rally on this situation. One of the favorites around here has been Cognition Therapeutics, and here you can see why. Already broken our second target there, which was the red line there, $2.30. Above that, looking for $3.50 as soon as the end of next month, which is the upper parallel of that second resistance line, maybe a little bit more, in fact, on the upside there, up to $3.60 on a situation which currently looks pretty strong indeed. Moving along to a situation which hopefully will be one that continues its recent strong run. Obviously, critical metals are really big at the moment in terms of commodity security in the wake of the tariff wars. We've had the RSI here above neutral 50 since the early part of June, and it looks like we're just breaking out through the $2 level. Above that, looking for the top of the channel there from May, as high as $2.75 by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay above recent swing support around the $1.60 level. Next on the list is I-Mab, and here you can see that we've got a very steep rising trend channel, in fact, and the shares within that channel heading towards hopefully the $8 area by the end of October. In this case, recent support, recent resistance rather, from the early part of August, around $4.10, and while we're above that, looking for $8 by the end of October. 50 and 200 day lines, obviously both rising, providing extra momentum to that situation. Real flyer at the moment has been ImmunoPrecise, and here you can see it's hit our second ambitious target there at $3. Looking for a third target there at $4.60 by the end of, hopefully by the end of September, while we remain on the right side of $3, perhaps allowing down to 280 to $3 on that situation, and 450 plus, hopefully by the end of next month. Another frequent flyer, because it's been a winner, is coming up now, and it's MF International, not Maple Leaf Foods. Here you can see that we've got this steep rising trend channel, slightly halted in the near term, but still, while we're above recent broken resistance there at $31, looking for all the shares to hit as high as $64 by the end of October. In fact, you could possibly narrow that channel down, maybe make it 60 by the end of October. May be achievable, but the key here is staying above, or at least on the right side of the $31 zone. Newegg has been amazing over the recent past, and you'll see why. We've got the shares on basically broke back above, broke through the second target there, which was around $112. Third target actually up to $160, but at the moment we're grappling with the a rather steep pullback, hoping that the shares will remain above recent support and old resistance, which is everything seems to be around the $86 level. If we can do that, then we're still on target for 160, maybe by the end of October, but obviously that looking a little bit more tired now than it has for a while. Palvella is next, and here a beautiful rising trend channel, the steep one, Top of the channel there, heading towards $80, which I suppose we're looking for by the end of October. And looking for that at least while we're above recent swing support there, around $46. That was the low of the 20th of August, and barring an end of day close back below that, still looking for the upside to continue there on Palvella. Beautiful chart coming up next, and sort of makes sense as well with the AI angle, SuperX AI, and here we're on our third or fourth target there. First one there was around 20, second 28, up to 36, and now 50. We're looking for that while we're above the old $36 target on this situation. We're looking for that by the end of next month. Interesting that we've had an unfilled gap to the upside into new territory, even though the shares have already come up a long, long way. The Oncology Institute is next, and here we've got a rising trend channel, relatively slow compared to some of the other stocks we're looking at, but at least while we're above the old April resistance, around the $3.40 level, April-June resistance and recent support, then looking for the shares to head up towards $5.30 by the end of September. Ideally, there's no breakback below the floor of the channel or that 50-day line. They're currently around $3.20. The next stock is also one which is quite impressive. Rising trend channel here since March. Top of the channel there, heading for up to $14, which we're looking for by the end of next month while we're above recent support and the floor of the channel around the $10 mark. Moving on to the last two, and the first one that has featured quite a few times in the USA Chartbreakers, which has been USA Rare Earths, and here, not surprisingly, given the fundamental backdrop, we're looking for the rally to continue. We've had support above the 50-day line on three major occasions in the recent past, and looking at the top of the channel there, as high as $10 by the end of October, while we remain above the floor of the channel there, around $4.60. Finishing off with a stock which is called WeBull, and is also one which is looking bullish as well. Multiple support points for months actually above the 50-day line. Implies great strength, and we're looking for an implied target as high as $9 by the end of October, while we remain above that 50-day line, $5.21. The other point to note is the way that we've effectively had RSI 50 rebounds, one of our favorite leading indicators, on multiple occasions since the middle of May.